you guys, not everyone is meant to be an entrepreneur. Not everyone is meant to make money online. And this is something that I've had to learn and understand, because sometimes I'll go to help people, I'll have my Discord community or whatever it is, right? And I'll try to help everyone. I'll try to really help everyone. And maybe that's just like an attribute of mine that I have, or maybe that's just me not understanding that at the end of the day, guys, this isn't meant for everyone. I mean, if you just look at the numbers, right, 95% of people don't have $1,000 to their name, right? Or just broke in general, right? The other 4% are rich, and then that leaves you with 1% of people that are actually like super rich or wealthy, right? Those are just the numbers. So you really have to think, like, if you guys are in a community, etc., whatever it is, like, yes, that community is filled of the action takers. You know, obviously 100% of people, out of 100% of people, maybe 50% of them are never even going to try. They're never even going to join a community. They're just going to automatically think that it's a scam, right? They're going to automatically think it's too good to be true. It's a pyramid scheme, just like their job. It's a scam. It doesn't work. It's not meant for me, X, Y, and Z, whatever, right? Just whatever the belief is that their parents set into their mind when they were a child. That's 50% of people, right? Now, within that other 50%, right, maybe you'll have, let's just say 30% of all people that just hop in, right? 30% of people that hop into, I'm gonna write this down. 30% of people that will hop in to the community, that will take some sort of action. They will join, let's say that. Like, they'll join or they'll get started in entrepreneurship, right? 30% will get started in entrepreneurship. Out of that 30%, you're probably looking at only 10% that make it past the first month. 10% make it past 30 days. Right? So out of 100 people, so basically 70% don't ever try. 30% join, but out of that 30%, 20% don't do shit. They just join because they like the idea of what it could do for them, but at the end of the day, they aren't going to put any work into it. They're just there to, you know, hope that joining will change their life. Or starting a business, or starting trading, or whatever it is. It could be literally anything. I'm just obviously gearing it towards what we're doing here with our communities, which are free, by the way. So again, this is 30% will join a free community. 20% won't do anything. 10% make it past 30 days. Now let's go further. I would say 7% make it past 90 days. 7% make it past 90 days. Right? So now we're left with 7%. Out of that 7%, you're probably looking at 5% that make it past 1 year. 5% that make it past a year and make money. Plus, make some money. Right? So 30% join, 20% do nothing of that 30%. So that's 66% of people that join that don't do anything. 10% make it past the first 30 days before giving up. 70% make it past the last 9 days before giving up. 5% make it past a year and make some kind of money. Of that 5%, 4%, let's just start with 4% make it past 3 to 5 years and make significant money. If you guys have a notebook or something, I would write this stuff down too, just so you guys understand when it comes to, like, if you're gonna start a sales company, or you're gonna start a business, let's say you're trying to hire employees or hire a team or build a team or do anything. Let's just say you're getting into a community and you're talking to other people. You have to understand these numbers, just law of numbers. This is how it is. So if 100 people come to me, 5% are gone before the year's over. Or not 5%. 95% are either they're not joining and they're gone. 70% won't join. won't get started at all. And then the other 25% of that 30% won't even make it past the year. Right? So I would say, let's cut that number down. 3 to 4% make it past. These are all like just numbers off the top of my head. I don't know the exact numbers of this, but 3 to 4% make it past 3 to 5 years and make significant money. And then you're looking at 2% that become rich and 1% that run the world because of how rich they are. That run the world / become wealthy. I know these numbers are crunched down even more, but I want you guys to understand how hard it is to actually make it. Right? So these are actually the numbers right here. So these are the numbers, guys. 95% are broke. Turn that off for a second. 95% are broke, 5% are rich, 1% are wealthy. 7% don't even try. This is like entrepreneurship now in general. 70% don't even try. 30% will get started or start entrepreneurship. 10% make it past 30 days. 7% make it past 90 days. 5% make it past a year and make some money. So if you're within that 5%, I'm not saying only 5% of people make money. I would say maybe like 10 or 20, like 10 or 15% make money. But I'm talking about like lasting and making it past failures, because maybe 30% will join. Honestly, half of them might make money, but half of them, they might go through a failure or hiccup and then they'll give up. Right? So that's not, I'm not saying that only 5% of people will ever make money at some point, but 5% of people will make it past the year and make some good money. Basically is what that's saying. 3 to 4% make it past 3 to 5 years and make significant money. So if you're making it past a year, let's say you're on year 2, 3, 4, 5, that's when you start to make money. Guys, it takes 10,000 hours to master a skill. 10,000 hours to master a skill. Boom. And make, I would say just good money here, just so the thumbnail looks good. 3%, let's just say start. Boom, okay. 70% don't even try. 30% will start. 10% make it past 30 days. 7% make it past 90 days. 5% will make it past a year, make some good money. 3 to 4% will make it past 3 to 5 years and make significant money. 2% will become rich. And 1% will make millions. Let's just say that shit, bro. Honestly, run the world, become wealthy. 1% will become millionaires. It takes 10,000 hours to master a skill. So that 1% are those ones that take 10,000 hours to master a skill. Boom. Boom. There you go. So understand what I mean. Firelight. Understand what I mean, guys, when I say everyone's not meant to become successful. I mean, at the end of the day, there are going to be people. I mean, the way that this world is formed and society is formed, it's formed for us to become a nation of workers and not a nation of thinkers and doers and entrepreneurs, right? I'm pretty sure that's what Rockefeller said when he was creating the school system, right? He said he wanted a nation of workers, not a nation of thinkers. I don't know if he said that, or I don't know what kind of quote that is, but I know that's a real thing. Guys, going through middle school, high school, your belief system is formed into money is hard to make, save your money, go on vacation once or twice a year, this is life, and enjoy the weekends, go to college, go into debt. Some people don't go into debt because they get a scholarship, but for the most part, 50K, 100K, 200K in debt, which I did post a video before. How is it possible that you can take 100K out for a student loan at 18, but you can't even get, you probably can't even get, I posted 15% or 15K in a business loan, but realistically, you probably can't even get 5K in a business loan. Think about that. That's so messed up, right? So they purposely want to make sure that you're crippled in debt. The second you hit 18, they want you crippled in crippling 6-figure debt. that you won't be able to pay off until you're 40 or 50 or 60 years old. Don't you think that something is wrong there? Guys, we're dying at 80, 90, 100, if you even get to 100. Some people are dying at 70, 60s, 50s. That means you're going to be paying, basically what that's saying is they want you paying debt your entire life. For school, for something that you could learn online, something that basically, guys, we have ChatGPT now, we have AI, right? 67% of people that graduate, I'm pretty sure this is the statistic as well, 67% of people that graduate from college don't have a high paying job, meaning they make 20 an hour or less. They don't have a high paying job. And it's like, guys, you can't survive in a world with inflation, a manipulated world, only making less than, bro, if you make less than 5K a month, you're screwed. That's just like, you're crippled for life. You're basically going to be crippling debt for life. If you only make 5K a month and you don't know how to invest, you're done. Like, if you don't make 10K, okay, let's say you're a doctor, lawyer, fantastic. We need those. I'm not shitting on those jobs. We need doctors, we need lawyers, we need teachers, etc. Right? Let's say you make 10K. Right? Even subtracting taxes and all this stuff and bills and food and rent and car and this and that and health insurance and all these different things, you're really left with 3 or 4K a month. Then you go spend it here, you spend it there, whatever, you invest it, and it's really not a lot of money. Right? What you need to do right now, and I'll end off on this video, you need to figure out how can I make 30K a month at the bare minimum in my life. How can I make 30K a month at the bare minimum? If it's with a job, do it. If it's not with a job, you got to find something else. Because at the end of the day, if you're not making 30, 40, 50, you're never going to get far financially, because there's just, you're already set up to lose because you're not making enough money to begin with. Once you get to 30, 40, 50K a month, then you could take that money and diversify it and to invest it and to help people, and you could actually live a decent, abundant life. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. Catch you guys later. Subscribe. If you guys haven't subscribed, I'm almost at 3K subscribers. So maybe over here, there might be a button to click. Appreciate y'all.